As we gear up for another year, I hope you'll have experiences that touch your heart so deeply that it leaves an imprint that will linger long after the moment has passed. Hello, 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 and welcome to More Than Money, a podcast where we have nuanced conversations about money, business, and life, where we take the time to explore the human side of money because success with money is never just about the numbers. I'm your host, Jacquette Timmons, and I am really, really glad you've taken the time to join me today. And I am curious as we are winding down the year and getting ready for the new one, are you looking to transform your finances in 2024? Meaning you want to change how you approach and manage your finances because you want to increase your financial stability, your confidence, and overall financial well being? If that is the case, then let's explore how working together one on one to create a holistic game plan can help you get what you want. Just send me a DM on Instagram and we can schedule a discovery call, talk about your goals, and see if working together is a good fit. For now, though, let's dive into today's show, which I have been chomping at the bit to record because do I have a story for you? And let me take you back a few weeks. It's November 14th. I am about an hour into a 2-hour coaching call with a client, and my phone starts to blow up. And usually I have my mobile on DND, do not disturb, but I'd forgotten to put that on. And each time I sent the incoming call to voicemail, the person would call back. Now, obviously, I knew who was calling, and I was pretty certain it wasn't an emergency. Most likely, it was media related and time sensitive, as most media related calls are. So I sent a text saying, "Hey, Stacy, I'm on a call. I will call you back when done." Once she and I chatted, that conversation would turn out to be one of the best unexpected calls of 2023 for me. It set into motion a series of additional calls with the production company and advertising agency. It required that I submit materials and clips of my media appearances for the end client to review. And it required me hopping on a plane for a 3-day adventure. And it led to an experience that I will never, ever forget. And talk about a whirlwind. All of what I have just described materialized within 4 weeks in the midst of me having 2 other speaking engagements and during a time where I also caught a nasty cold and stomach bug. Ugh, God, not pleasant. And regarding that cold and bug, I was really determined to do everything that I could to be healthy and ready for a moment like the one I was gearing up to have, one that I had been secretly wishing for a really long time. And I was excited about this opportunity for multiple reasons, beginning with the who. Now, I am not yet at liberty to reveal the company, but let me tell you, it is a big freaking deal. So the who is one part. The second is the format. It's a long form commercial. And like that is just the perfect format. It's one of the reasons why I like podcasts because you can have longer conversations and cover more content territory than you can in a 30-second clip. Now, I have no idea all of the different ways in which that long format may be chopped up. And so there may be a 30-second clip eventually, but knowing that there is a much longer version of it as well just makes my heart aflutter. So it's the who, it's the format, but it's also the purpose, which was to talk about generational Black wealth, but not from a deficit thinking perspective, which is really common in our industry, in the financial services industry. And it is something that drives me bonkers. So, in other words, before I even got on location, I was hooked and all in because everything about the event was right up my alley. And I've been on television sets for news programs like CNN. Good Morning America filmed in my home. However, this was my first time being on set, which in this case was a restaurant that was closed or had been closed to the public for several days purely for the purpose of this shoot. And the night before our shoot, before filming began, the magnitude of what I was about to experience really, really hit me. That's when I saw the film trucks and all the equipment and met the film crew, which probably, numbered in about the 30 to 35 range. It really could have been more than that. And all of them were delightful and they were attentive and yes, attentive to the talent, but really just you could just see the attention to detail about the process. And from a behind the scenes standpoint, it was just really, really fascinating to bear witness to that. The day of the shoot, the hairstylist arrived in my hotel room at 7:45 in the morning. The makeup artist was there about 75, 90 minutes after that. And then the wardrobe stylist showed up to, just steam out my dress and give me additional jewelry to complement what I already had. And let me just say this. I will never watch from here moving forward. I will never watch a commercial or a scene in a television series or in a movie the same way again, because I now have a better understanding of all of the moving pieces and all of the people that it takes to bring what you and I see on screen to life. Long before the words quiet on the set, action, pause, or that's a wrap are spoken. Yes, it's true that my invitation and involvement may have unfolded in 4 short weeks, but this shoot was actually the culmination of a project that was started over 2.5 years ago. Talk about planning, talk about patience, talk about having a vision and then what is required to get so many people on board with that vision. There's just so much that you and I can take away from that filming experience and apply it to our money, and especially the intersection of money, business, and life. And speaking of that, we were filming a dinner scene. And aside from the host who moderated our conversation, that would be Stacy, who I mentioned earlier, I was meeting the other guests for the very first time the morning of the shoot. And yet, you would never know this. The 3 hours that we spent together at the table felt more like old friends coming together to catch up, not strangers meeting just a few short hours before for the first time. That synergy, that energy, that camaraderie, it just felt so good. It felt incredible. It was beautiful. And it was also magical. And the magic wasn't just present at the table. It was really, when I step back and think about it, it was a part of every aspect of this experience, from the initial call on November 14th to my flight back home on December 13th. And, it was really the reminder of the power of the mystery of life, finding such joy and delight and serendipity, and the power of like embracing the adventures that can unfold when you enthusiastically say yes, right? And while I have secretly wished for an experience like this opportunity certainly was not on my radar prior to the call that I got from Stacy. So it was truly an unforeseen and unexpected blessing. That said, I was able to fully embody the moment because I was ready for it. My successes and failures from working in this industry for more than 3 decades, time spent honing my skills and sharing my non-traditional perspective about the intersection of money, life, and business prepared me well for this moment. And it was also a reminder of something that I often say, and that is that your success is never the results of your efforts alone. Someone said your name in the room where you weren't present. And that opened doors to new experiences, opportunities, and adventures you otherwise might not have even known about. And for that, in this instance, I will forever be grateful to Stacy Tisdale and Farhood Maybodi for putting my name forward for a magical experience, like I said, that I will never forget. The day after the shoot, I was journaling, as I tend to do, and searching for words to describe the intense feelings that I had been having, but really came to a momentous moment, if you will, the day of the shoot. And what came to mind was this: an explosion of joy. And this is how I have been describing it to anyone who will listen to me gush about the shoot itself and everything leading up to it, as well as afterward. All this gushing, though, made me begin to wonder about you. I would love to know when you experienced an explosion of joy this year. What happened that reminded you of the mystery and the serendipity of life? What was the event itself and what unfolded leading up to it? Who mentioned your name in a room where you were not present? And how did that lead to a new connection and or opportunity? What conversation opened doors for you that invited you to step out of your comfort zone, to try something new, and possibly to embrace personal growth, or professional growth, I should say, on a new level? What did you say yes to that led to an unforeseen encounter or adventure that you would describe as an unexpected blessing? And as you gear up to welcome 2024, how open are you to using yes as a portal for the myriad of possibilities that await? For the coming year, and in fact, years ahead, I hope for you even more delightful moments that catch you completely off guard. I hope you'll have experiences that touch your heart so deeply that it leaves an imprint that will linger long after the moment has passed. What I hope for you, I hope for myself. May we all have experiences that result in a surge of inexplicable joy. And when it happens, may we give ourselves permission to bask in it and tell everybody who will listen to us. Well, that is it for today, folks. As always, thank you for listening all the way into the end. And if you happen to be watching on YouTube, I thank you for that. But before you hop, two things. One, if you are looking to transform your finances in 2024, meaning you want to change how you approach and manage your finances because you want increased financial stability, confidence, and overall financial well-being, well, then let's chat. Send me a DM on Instagram and we'll take it from there. And then finally, if today's episode sparked an aha or a reflection, made you think about an explosion of joy moment, I would really love to hear more about that. So please send me a DM regarding that as well on Instagram. Once more, thank you for listening today. If you'd like to show appreciation for this podcast or perhaps this particular episode, please share it so that we can reach more people. And if you happen to be listening on Apple Podcasts, please take a moment to leave a rating and a review. We do read them. And if you are on YouTube, please comment below. And of course, if you'd like to buy me a coffee, here's how you can do that. Go to buymeacoffee.com/Jacquette. buymeacoffee.com/Jaquette. I'll be back with another episode. I hope you will too. Until then, remember, it's about more than money.